Hi guys, right, I'd just like to share a few facts with you about the name Sven. How this came about was I was on the internet the other day while Cameron was playing on a game in the background, and all of a sudden, as I was typing Facebook into to the Internet Explorer, I heard Sven because the main character had just died on the game, and instead of writing Facebook.com, I ended up writing Sven.com. Without even thinking about it. And the first thing that came up actually was Sven.com. And at the top it says, Sven is an old Nordic Scandinavian word for young man, also youthful, juvenile, young and boy. It's not only popular in Sweden, Norway or Denmark, but also in the Netherlands and Germany. Which I thought that sounds alright, yeah. And what they've also got is it's like a community of Svens where you can leave your email address, your name, your location, and a brief description of what you do. Now I looked through some of these, and at the bottom I saw one that said, "My name is Sven van Hoogten from the Netherlands. I am a 6-year-old boy." I thought that was quite interesting that a 6-year-old boy would be able to find this website and actually have an email address and leave it for people. Not quite sure if that is a 6-year-old boy. Anyway, later on, I went to look for some horoscopes about Svens just to see what they think about it. And apparently, the first thing that comes to mind is as a Sven, you seek change, travel, new opportunities, and new challenges. Which is quite interesting actually. That sounds like a quite outgoing guy, ready to get in there down and dirty. You know. Also says your active, restless nature demands action, and you dislike system and monotony. Which I'm not sure if I pronounced that right or what it is. But they sound like rebels, kind of like ready to get out there, but don't want to do it anyone else's way. Anyway, having considerable vision, you could be adept at formulating new, more effective ways of doing things, which is always good. You gotta have creativity and all that. Okay, so after that, I typed into Google, wonder well of fun facts there, and the first thing that came up, excluding all the Sven-Goran Eriksson facts, because I thought that'd be pretty boring if I just talked about him, because he's not really an interesting guy to start with. It said, there's a quote that said, "Life with Sven is a matter of compromise." So, if you live with a Sven, you can always leave a post or whatever, and just tell me if that's true. It's Sven's hard people to live with. And then below that, there was an interesting link actually. It said Sven takes a picture of himself every day for 3 years. And I clicked on that link, and that took me to a video of a guy called Sven, believe it or not, who had actually took a picture of himself every day for 3 years to see what the change would be with that was a project with his brother. I didn't really notice much of a change, but it's quite interesting to see like 1,000 pictures just flashing on the screen in about a minute and a half video. Anyway, later on, I looked onto another website where they'd interviewed Svens just to see what they'd suggest to parents to see if they think it's a good name. And apparently, 11 out of 21 people said that they would suggest the name Sven to a parent that was trying to name a baby. I think that's quite a good. Like half of the people would suggest the name. Apparently, 57% of people mispronounce the name Sven, which I'm pretty sure I keep mispronouncing it, but we'll see, won't we? And then later on, it says, is it easily pronounced in other languages? And 73% of people said yes. So, in other languages, it's pronounced better than it is in English, which is quite interesting. I'd like to know what languages it's pronounced in better, and maybe what some of them translations would be. Okay, and then another thing that came across says, were you bullied a lot because of your name? And only a third of the people were. It says a third of the people were always bullied for their name, and 33% were occasionally bullied. So altogether, 2/3 of them were bullied for their name. But what I thought was pretty pathetic was that the main one that they'd get bullied for is being called Seven. Now, if I was a bully, I wouldn't really feel proud of calling someone Seven, because hell, not really insulting, is it? You know, hey, Seven, and you'd be like, my name's Sven. But yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you. But altogether, it says 68% of the people enjoy being called Sven. So they've got to be doing something right, haven't they? Well, that's all my facts for the name Sven. What I'd like to do is issue a challenge to Cameron. I'd like you to think of an item, a name, or something beginning with the letter B, and just post up a video with some fun facts about it, and then maybe issue a challenge to me, something different. I'll speak to you